Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my first playthrough of the channel.
You
That's
should
right.
have said go.
Oh, well, Invisible Go.
Invisible go. I make
And,
sure to always say now.
Yeah.
I'll
Or
be
same
honest,
difference.
as soon as I decided to torture myself for this first playthrough, I played Cuphead. And if you go
And
into the RAWs as we record this, or I assume as it's first uploaded, you might notice that there is no finale part to this. There's a good reason for that. I've mentioned it in Sonic Heroes and Wario Land both. But for some reason, every time I record the finale of this commentary or playthrough, I suppose, it somehow disappears. Either the file gets corrupted, or I trade computers, or something happens. I have not been able to upload the finale. I've gotten close a couple times, but I've never been able to do it. In fact, I actually reinstalled Cuphead today so I could record it when we're done. Only for it to get lost again.
speaking of missing footage, Raw 13 is actually missing.
Is it?
Oh,
I
no.
haven't checked.
Well, from the playlist.
Yeah, it's missing from the... I probably forgot to put it in. I'm sure it's somewhere.
I'll do it while we're in between parts.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
it should be
but-
there next part.
No big deal.
Yeah, if it's not there, then I probably have it somewhere on these old files. But this is Cuphead, the passion project of Studio MDHR from Jared and Chad Goldenhauer.
How long did it take them to make this game?
God, it took them, I think, 6 years to make it.
Oh, damn.
They had to remortgage their house. They quit their jobs, all to make this game a run-and-gun platform shooter in the style of the 1930s cartoons, the very first cartoons, very Fleischer, as it were. And you can definitely tell with how the devil looks and how some of the bosses interact, because, I mean, apart from a couple levels, this game is all bosses.
So I've heard.
Yeah, and it's not exactly a Sunday stroll.
Which would probably explain the amount of frustration you had making this playthrough.
Yes. So, for a bit of added detail, when recording the finale, the first time anyway, I actually got so good at the game by that point, I managed to get a perfect run on the final boss, which is extremely difficult. And I was fully ready to upload it, and then the file corrupted. So every single time I've tried to re-record this, I've wanted a perfect run for you all. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. This is the journal jump. Bam, I'm better than a journalist.
Yay. I don't get the joke.
Now, what
Okay,
version
so
are you
back
playing?
I am playing the version on Steam, which is remotely the same as the Xbox version, since both are for Microsoft systems. But I am playing with an Xbox controller.
Cheater.
How's it cheating?
How's it cheating?
I don't know. I just wanted to pick on him.
Okay, so the journalist joke is that when this game first came out, there was a journalist, Dean Takahashi, who was playing the game for, I think, Polygon? It was either Polygon or Kotaku. And for some reason, he could not get past that jump. Like, he just was not picking up on what you were supposed to do, and then he blamed the game for it. Alright, I just purchased the smoke bomb, which is the first item you should get in any playthrough of this game. It makes the game so much easier. The smoke bomb gives you an invisible, invulnerable dash.
Oh, that's
You
good.
disappear, and then it takes a bit of muscle memory to figure out where you're gonna pop out, but it's so intuitive. Like, it does not take much to get used to at all. But here's the first boss, Botanic Panic, and it is
Already?
disgustingly easy.
And he's already dead. No.
Yeah, imagine. Disgustingly easy before I get knocked.
Are you supposed to be hitting that pink thing?
Yes, the pinks are parryables. Basically, they'll give you added super cards, which you'll see in the bottom left next to my health. And if you parry enough things, you'll get a perfect score. You need to parry.
Nice.
Fun fact, you can avoid this boss without dealing any damage to it. It's actually, it's pretty funny. It just goes away after a bit. This carrot is what gave most first-timers trouble, because they didn't realize you could aim up at it, so they would be shooting, and then nothing would happen. And it's all about muscle memory. You can see the smoke dash coming into effect there.
Yeah.
Without the smoke dash, Cuphead just kind of flies in the direction you're dashing, but he isn't invulnerable. It isn't like a Dark Souls roll.
Yeah.
So you do, and I actually got knocked there because I got stuck in a no-win damage scenario. As polished as this game is, there's still a bit of jank, which you'll see definitely in one of the later bosses, specifically in part 10. This game, it's very good. Highly recommend, but yeah, as you can see, I did not like the fact that I didn't get a perfect. So, with a bit of chaos control here.
As close to chaos control as this game can get.
Yep.
Yep.
I teabagged for victory
humping the
because I
ground.
just got a perfect score. Looking back, I definitely would have edited it to say screw that as soon as I got hit. So that way I wouldn't waste time, but at least just to prove that I did the boss, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could have just shown off the actual perfect run.
Yeah. Basically, there's a lot more editing techniques that I picked up on since recording this, since I recorded this playthrough, like, probably a year ago.
And it says it was at least uploaded earlier this year. Like, January.
Yeah, it would have been a year ago then, because
Yeah.
I've been sitting. I was sitting on it for a bit.
Yeah. Speaking of videos, yeah, 13 is actually missing from the channel altogether.
You gotta be kidding me.
Uh-oh.
I'll be going back and probably re-recording that then. Unless I misnamed the parts, because that's entirely possible.
We can hope it's just that, because I know for a fact if it's just gone altogether, it's gonna be a bitch to redo. Because I had that problem with Skyward Sword years ago.
Well, with Cuphead, it's a lot easier because you, it's level-based, so I can just re-record the levels.
Yeah, there's nothing like cutscene. There's no like cutscenes you only get the first time through or whatever.
Yeah,
Speaking
true.
of levels, this is our first run and gun and one of the only non-boss levels. The goal here is to get to the end and collect as many coins as possible so that way we can purchase more things in the shop. There is also an achievement and a special reward for getting through all of these levels without firing a single shot. Because if you can do that, you can absolutely do that, and it requires the smoke dash. It's called the pacifist run.
Do you do that?
I do not, because I do not have that kind of time. But we're already almost at the end of the level.
It's Iron Man. And now it's not.
Nope.
One of the saving graces about Cuphead is that no matter what, everything is short. And I got blindsided by that little gelatin thing, which is a hint for the next boss. But everything is really short. So levels won't take you more than 2 to 3 minutes. You can see me getting a little upset there by the fact that I got hit right at the end, ruining my perfect.
Going back to
Perfect,
perfect
except not really.
this time as well.
I am a vicious perfectionist in the early stages of this game. Granted, I lose that as we get later on because I'm not as good at aisles 2 and 3. There's 3 sections of the game. The first section is what I'm really good at, so, I mean, obviously it's the easiest. And I just purchased my favorite type of shot in the game. The spread shot, basically, is what it is. It's very much like a Contra spread shot, where it
Yeah.
fires in a three-way shotgun pattern, and it destroys this boss. Like, it is not even a chance, especially at the last phase with the supers.
I was gonna say, this guy's a boss. He looks pretty friendly. Except
No,
for that.
he is a boss. He's a spiffy lad. His name is I remember this. I got. Well, see him. That's the
It's a
main
Dragon Quest slime.
That's the main jank of it. Sometimes you won't see things because the hitboxes are active, but the models are off screen. And this is where the spread shot's really good when you're right in his face.
And it doesn't have that big of a reach, but it does.
Famous last words.
Yep, I am leaving in every single death because otherwise this playthrough would be like 11 parts long. Not even that, honestly.
I mean, it's already like 14, right?
That's. I think it's supposed to be 15 or 16.
16.
Oh, 16, yeah. Then, I mean, 11's still not that big of a
Assuming I
drop-off.
didn't misname parts 14 and 15. But this is definitely going to make up for it. I believe this is a perfect run. For some reason, I decided not to change the spread shot here.
So you just want to do the Hadouken.
Yeah, actually, I think that's why I switched to the pea shooter, because the special for pea shooter is way better than the spread shot special here. This phase is where the spread shot gets really useful. It rips this phase apart.
His own tombstone fights here. It's hardcore.
Yeah, this guy
even in death, he's still not dying.
Even in death, I still serve.
People do not die when they are killed.
No. Yeah, this was a perfect run. Teabag for victory. I find this game is super easy to like stay on topic with. I mean, we'll probably get a bit later, like we'll divulge, especially around parts 8 and 9.
Is there a boss rush at all?
Well, the entire game is a boss rush, so not really. The only time I can think of something like that is at the second to last boss, which is technically a boss rush, but it's a bunch of mini bosses.
Basically go, hey, fight every single boss in the game again.
No, nothing like that.
Devil May Cry 4.
Because that'd be the entire game.
It's like, replay the entire game.
But this is our first mausoleum level. This gives us the super arts. When you have full card, when you have a stacked deck, as it's called, you get to unleash a super. In my case, I keep on the first super, the one we'll get in this mausoleum, the entire run, because it's my favorite. You'll see what it is pretty soon. It's really good. But
so speaking of getting off a topic, have you guys tried gingerbread flavored Mountain Dew?
No, and I don't want to. Not a fan of gingerbread.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yep, it just came out, like the gingerbread cookie for Christmas, and I tried it. No, I don't know why the hell. I would have rather they stayed with the cranberry flavor from a few years ago for Christmas.
When's the DLC coming out?
What DLC?
The Cuphead DLC.
There's
the
Cuphead.
Well, there was Cuphead DLC announced like a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, and it's yet to come out. But the joke is that that character that just popped out of the face is the new character.
Yeah.
Here's me equipping the super. But anyway, yeah, no. Sprite Cranberry is my traditional Christmas drink. I wish they'd bring back Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
I don't. Wait. Which one was that? Was that the grape one or the? I did not like that one.
Really, that's my favorite.
I find it weird because I like grape, but it didn't work for Mountain Dew.
It says so. This is our first airplane level.
Oh no.
Well, okay, to be more accurate, this is the airplane tutorial for the upcoming airplane level.
Oh no.
And I mean, it's just Gradius. That's what it is. It's Gradius. Or Parodius if you want to get like really weird. To quote Johnny's review.
I'd have to rewatch that review. I forgot that joke.
It's the Cuphead review.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was his Dark Souls review.
They're the same thing. Let's be real here. And if you could see, I'm constantly talking to this guy. What I'm actually trying to do is get that gold coin that's behind him. You see that glint of yellow?
Oh yeah.
I never get it.
How do you get it?
You have to press A in a certain spot. It's very imprecise.
But say if you spend the entire part trying to grab it.
No. I think I go through this level and that's it. If we're going by timestamps. Hey, it's Woody Woodpecker.
Well.
Oh, I got knocked. But I did it.
Geekity.
Oh.
So variables
Yeah,
are always pink there?
Yeah, the parryables will always be pink. Even that butterfly up there is parryable, as I demonstrate.
You killed a butterfly, you monster.
Yeah, I know.
Do it again.
Pollinators my ass.
I mean, we know not to trust anything in Cuphead's world. You saw that friendly-looking slime guy earlier, and he tried to kill us even in death.
Well,
Yep.
okay, so the plot of this game, if you can really call it that, is that Cuphead and Mugman are two brothers that are implied to be young, but are also old enough to be gambling at a casino. 1930s, don't question it.
Yeah.
And they accidentally have a run-in with the devil in which they gamble against him and lose. So in order to avoid losing their souls, Cuphead and Mugman must act as enforcers for all the other people who owe the devil their souls, which is why there's a bunch of bosses.
And then we get to kill the devil.
That is the general plot, yeah. You can actually just straight up ignore the devil, which is what I considered doing after the third recording of the finale.
So yeah, that's just where the playthrough ends. We ain't gonna do part whatever it was, 16.
Is it like a sort of extra ending you get by beating him?
Yeah, you get the bad ending where the main theme plays in reverse and the credits are just kind of jokey. But like that, I've already finished this run and gun. A bit sloppy on my end, but nevertheless, I did it.
Well, you did use the big fuck you laser, so.
Yep, that's the super art. With full cards, you fire a big kamehameha. And that's what it is.
Does it drain your cards, though?
Yes, it uses all of your super cards. But you're guaranteed the special bonus. Because you get that from using your special moves. And
Cuphead!
we'll see you next part.
Or will we?